Now, this is a face some of you will recognise. We talked to Matt before about seeing revival coming. It is freezing.
We need revival now. It's freezing.
We're in Canberra, Australia. Now, you may think Australia is a wonderfully hot place, but it's July. It's a very cold winter's evening, and yeah, it does get cold here. Now, Matt, you're a resident here of Canberra. You
Yes.
were a youth leader. We've talked in the past to you. If folks haven't seen it, watch the video about some of the things you saw happen in Canberra a few years back. You're now, though, really keen to develop something called life coaching. Can you explain a bit more of what you mean by that to us?
Yes, sure thing. Well, to me, life coaching is just helping a person to develop their potential. Okay, help them to discover their potential and help them to develop that to become all that they're meant to be. One of the catch cries in my life coaching business is called "Bring Your Best Game to Life." And so it's got a double meaning in the sense that if you are a person who feels you're stuck, you need to bring that to life. But it's also about every day bringing your best game to this world. In other words, finding out who you are and finding out what the purpose is of your life and actually walking into that and stepping into that and growing in that. And that's what I love to help people do.
Now, you have some fairly zany ideas as to what this can actually look like in Canberra. Share some of those ideas with us.
Sure thing. Okay, I mean, I just guess I have a desire to see life coaches, trained up and infiltrate into the community. I see that there's a gap in the community services at the moment, and that is on the left-hand side. On one end, there's a lot of counselling, a lot of support services that are going on in the community to help people to heal and to have opportunities. But then I see that there's sort of a gap in the middle where people need to have assistance on setting goals and actually finding out what their personal purpose is and learning about their personality type, their learning style, a lot of these sorts of things that people just don't know. And wonder why they can, particularly young people, can go through the schooling system and be confused about why they're failing, and they might write that off as being that they're not very smart, but it's not. It's just their learning style is different. And so some of these sorts of these things to understand who you are as a person and why you're wired the way you are and why you're good at some of the things you're good at and why you're not so good at some other things is a really helpful journey. And I just find once you start to navigate through that, people can just really lift in confidence and become incredible contributors into the community.
That, Matt, sounds great. Practically speaking, how can you see that working? I mean, you talked in your last podcast for us about team.
Sure.
How are you going to build team? What's that team going to look like? How are they going to meet young people? How's all this going to pan out in your mind at this moment?
In my own mind, okay. Well, it's a good question. I mean, and I guess for myself, I'm in that conceptual state myself of working all that through. I mean, some of the ideas I have is that I would like to develop some sort of mobile life coaching. I have a vision for a combi van and set up as a mobile coaching unit, and I also have a desire to see that as become like a franchise or a prototype model where I can train up other life coaches to adopt their own style and actually then be deployed into schools, into community service organisations, into really wherever they're kind of needed, to actually begin to help people to, like I said, discover who they are, set some goals for the sort of things that they want to achieve in their life, and begin to see those results come to pass. So, it's like I said, it's a little bit conceptual at the moment, but it's something I'm still working on. But team is just so crucial, as I mentioned before. It is definitely my next step in terms of working out how to do that.
Well, talking team, we can perhaps develop a global team here. I mean, I've got to stop this because I'm freezing to death out here. But what we do is we're going to stick a contact up for you at the end of this DVD. And my guess is there are people out there, lots of people walking this similar road to you, Matt, and I guess you'd want to hear from them. And
sure,
let's share ideas. Let's see how this can work not only in Australia but in Europe too.
Absolutely.
Matt, thanks ever so much.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.